Okay, so shalom and good rising. I am coming with, I don't know which reading this was. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I just think that this is just an energy, just an overall energy reading. Now, I'm going to say it's going to be general because I have no idea really who it's going to apply to. Anyway, I pulled two cards and I'm also reading the overall energy of the deck this rising. And I may clarify particularly signs and maybe what the rare success and everything is going to be on, and maybe even the set. I may clarify both cards with the tarot. And also I will clarify with the zodiac. Moving forward, let's hurry up and hop into this so it's not lengthy. So the overall energy of this spread is number 54 in the deck, and it says Goddess Peel, or Pele, my bad, and Lava Stone. It says melt into divine desire. Whew. So it says desire sometimes gets a bad rap in spiritual circles, or it is celebrated as being something that should be pursued without restraint. The truth that will serve most spiritual aspirants best is somewhere in the middle of these two extremes. Desire need not to be a distraction from your spiritual journey, nor a goal to be pursued at any cost, even to your own integrity. Desire on the spiritual path can become a way to know what is going to move and inspire you enough to see you through the challenges that arise when you want to create a contribution to the world. If you long to bring your ideas to life rather than keep them only as ideas, then desire can become enlivening fuel for the spiritual path, motivating you to act rather than to hesitate. Searching for your true soul desires help you find what it is you can believe in more than fear or doubt. Divine desire is not so different to the passing desires of the mind, except that it is strong enough to motivate you even if the delayed gratification is more than you would always wish. Or the results can be swift, but what is required for you to obtain them may be so outside your comfort zone that for anything else you wouldn't be willing to go through the discomfort. The passing desires of the mind will hold your attention for a little while, passing in some days or months, or in an instant, as soon as a shinier option comes into view. But the divine desire of the soul will be enough to hold you mesmerized for lifetimes. And for you to be able to melt into your divine desire, you will need to open yourself up completely. There's no holding back in shame, no thinking that it's weird to think about life so deeply, or that others won't understand you and judge you, and that you should just be normal like everyone else. If you want to live a life of passionate purpose, where you are melting in love rather than living in fear or trying to progress only by a harder approach of constant discipline, then you are going to need to look within and really see what moves you. Don't be shy. You are going to find divine beauty inside you. And the more that you peel back the layers of the mind, the more pure, simple, and clear your divine desire will be. You might initially believe that you have many desires in your soul: freedom, fun, justice, creativity, celebration of life, living, joy, empowerment, opening of the mind, healing of the heart, liberation of the spirit, protection of the soul. Yet, there will be one or two that you come back to again and again that seem to include all the others. And these are the things that matter the most to you, that inspire you, that give you a sense of meaning and purpose at a deep inner level, where your conscious mind cannot quite grasp it, and truth be told, it doesn't need to. Giving yourself permission, hold on guys, giving yourself permission to discover and honor your divine desire is what connects you to the Oracle of Pele, the passionate, volcanic goddess radiant with power. And when the Oracle of Melt into Divine Desire comes to you, Pele is reaching for you, and she will empower you to let your desire move you. If you want to know just how powerful desire can be, then think of the power of a volcano erupting. And imagine being able to channel that raw power into fulfillment of your soul and manifesting your dreams into the world. That is what the blessing of Pele brings you. If you are a thinking person who finds it hard to feel, then Pele will help you tune into your heart. If you are analytical, rational, and need a reason for everything before you do it, then she will assist you in taking the journey from your head to your heart and in realizing that there doesn't always need to be a logical explanation for everything. And if you are already a feeling person, already know what you desire, and already feel like a gooey, melted mess of divine deliciousness most of the time, then Pele is your kindred sister, and her radiance will mirror your own. As you two shine with luscious light, as your passionate purpose manifesting in the world is only a matter of divine timing. Well, so with this being the overall energy of the spread, and let me read to you guys the next two cards that came out. I really feel like this is a message of, this is really an inspiring message to look forward to something, particularly to look forward to some type of success coming. Because the next card that came out was actually 53 in the deck, and it says rare success. So what I can already gather is that, of course, our success that is going to seem, that is going to be like it's so rare, is going to come from us tapping into our divine desires or our divine purpose. Okay, so I guess the only thing to say is get ready, because it seems like this is imminent, which is really good news. Because I mean, I know for me personally, like I'm kind of struggling. I know I don't want to work necessarily, but I will because my husband needs money. But I'm saying, like, I want to be able to be true to my desires, be true to what I feel like my purpose is, which is inspiring people, helping people through speaking, through writing, through just being able to be available and present, to be an ear to folks, to be a voice of inspiration to people. And I know that I can possibly do that in the workplace, but I don't think so. I've been in workplaces, and it's rare. You know, you have to focus on your job. Maybe at a lunch break you have time, you know, to really drop some type of inspirational greatness, but it's rare. Your job, to me, tends, or I don't know, I can't speak for everyone, but jobs tend to bind people. You have to focus on what you're there to do. And most people, when they're working, that's what they're like. You're focused on your job, especially if you have something that's routine. You know what I'm saying? You have to be focused there. And for me, I want to focus. I want my focus to be on being available to assist people like I feel that I'm called to, by speaking something that spirit tells me to speak into their life that could be life changing, by writing something and still being a voice there, by having energy to be able to move the way that the spirit tells me. The spirit may tell me go to the park and sit in the park. I would like to be able to be free to do that. The bad thing is how do you make money that way, Jude? You know, because we do need money to be here, and everything like that. But I want to be able to freely flow in the spirit of the Most High, and that somehow generate my success. And the other card that came out was the crossroad of destiny. So I feel like this is a really great message. Anyway, let's get on over into 53. I might not read the whole things because it's long, so I might not do that no more. I'm gonna get the juiciness and go on. So it says Goddess Ziwang Mu and Stromatolite or Stromatolite. And it says rare success. We bring you the empowerment of rare success. You are bringing something utterly unique, special, and precious to the world. And whilst there are creations that are worthwhile and valuable, which can manifest swiftly, there are others that are labors of love and requiring diligence, strength, and long-term commitment to bring them to life in the world. These exquisite creations are divine manifestations of rare success, that which shall stand the test of time and offer a legacy of comfort, encouragement, and divine grace for generations to come. Let's see what else I can find in here. All right, so there are everyday acts of creation, and then there are the rare acts of creation. Each plays an important part in the sustaining of life on this planet. An example of an everyday act of creation might be the cooking of meals. There is an art and a process, and it delivers a result in a relatively short turnaround time, and it is very important to the sustaining of human life. Then there are the sacred and rare creations that serve life in very special ways. Grandmother goddess Ziwangmu nurtures a garden of divine peach trees which bloom once every 3,000 years. The sacred orchard of Ziwangmu is a beautiful mystery and one that gives us a perspective on timing. You could say that for the soul, immortality is a rare success. Cultivated over 3,000 years, it is a rare spiritual prize worth attaining. It cannot be hurried, however. Like the sacred grandmother and caretaker of the Garden of Immortality knows, some things are actually worth the wait. There is a capacity in you to bring through a rare success. To put it in more everyday terms, you are in this lifetime and your soul mission for the long term and your creative potential this lifetime is far greater than you currently realize. Even if you have ambitious spiritual visions for your life or a bold dream that you want to accomplish, there's more you are going to bring through your life on this planet than what you understand right now. This will be a beautiful discovery to look forward to, and also a reminder that there are bigger plans afoot, and sometimes your need for immediate results has to be sacrificed to the timing needed for the success of a greater purpose. So, what this is telling me so far is that some of us are called to do something that we're not going to actually get a chance to see right away the perceived success. I feel like it's going to take time. Not saying we won't get to see it at all, but this success is going to take some time. Not only is it going to take time, but it's also going to require that we sacrifice certain things in order for this rare success to come about and to touch the lives of people long after us. So I'm definitely going to have to clarify this. Let's get into clarifying right this second. Like, I don't even want to wait. Because again, I don't want this to be too lengthy. But yeah, we need to clarify this. What is this rare success talking about? I totally have a feeling it's going to be something dealing with a relationship, but we're going to see. I know that it can deal with money too, but we're going to find out. All right, Heavenly Father, please give us a couple clarifying cards. I'll probably say 1 to 3 cards clarifying this rare success card. I'll take it. Oh, no. We need some clarifying cards for the rare success card. What is this rare success in reference to, Heavenly Father? What is this rare success in reference to? Okay, we're going to see about this. What is the rare success in reference to? What is the rare success in reference to? Heavenly Father, what is this rare success in reference to? What is the rare success in reference to? Wow. For some reason, I feel like them not supposed to be upside down, but we're going to see. We're going to see. Sorry, texting husband. All right, let's see. So the cards that came out, which I don't know about this. I don't know about this. The cards that came out were the Eight of Swords in reverse, the Page of Cups in reverse, and the King of Cups in reverse. So let's do the Eight of Swords since we're already in the swords. Eight of Swords in reverse deal with difficulty, opposition, treachery, and possibly an unforeseen death. Well, I will say that I feel like this is going to be talking about difficulty and opposition. Hands down. I feel like that's what is going to require sacrifice. So difficulty and opposition. But of course, that could be. You just never know. Treachery is about, like, to me, treachery deals with betrayal of some sort. Okay. Betrayal. And since there are two cups out here, I feel like it's going to be dealing with some type of relationship. Could be the 144,000 twin flames union, soulmate unions. These are things that could have happened and taken place in those unions. And, I really feel like those 144 unions and twin flame unions are all about sacrifice. They're all about, eventually when they come together, they're going to be magnificent. They're going to be powerful. And obviously that will represent a form of success. And it's rare as well. It's rare as well. Most people don't go through all the things that some of these unions are getting ready or already experiencing. Let me not say getting ready, but some that are already experiencing. Some people never come back from those things. They don't sacrifice. They move on to someone else that, makes them feel happy, where they get the instant, or not instant, but where they get the gratification that's not necessarily totally delayed. It's rare for people to go through such difficult situations in a union, such as things like separation, and even people going on to live totally different lives for a time, only to return and come back to one another, and the love be even stronger, and it lasts, so much longer, and the lessons that are brought from it, the miracle in something like that. It's rare that people are willing to wait for things like that. So anyways, let's go to the cups now. Go to cups, cups, cups. Okay, I gotta go back up. Cups, cups, cups. Here we go. Ooh, I thought we was at it. We not. Now we're getting to it. So we've got the Page of Cups out here in reverse, and it says it can deal with a certain inclination to do something. It can deal with attachment. It can deal with seduction, deception, maybe a person being a deceiver, taste. So maybe there's somebody who has a certain type or taste of a woman or something like that. Since I do feel like this is dealing with some type of union and relationship, maybe this is dealing with somebody who could have been maybe like even a player. Could have been a player who came in and offered us something. And after they offered it, they got us, they went ahead and just like, boop, deuces, I gotta go. They left or something. And that was heartbreaking. They came in, got us, and then boom, they out of here. Or this could be the energy that's still going on. We could be in a situation where we're still dealing with this deception somehow. Still being conned. Still being seduced. This don't seem like no rare success. I can say that much, but who knows? Okay, and then the King of Cups in reverse. Let's see. Yeah. King of Cups in reverse is somebody that's dishonest. Double dealing, and double dealing means to work to others' disadvantage behind their backs. This is definitely dealing with a man. It talks about a man who's like, he always somehow making money part of the situation, like, oh, you got to pay me back, or even if it's not money, you just have to pay him back somehow for him doing certain things for you. I don't know. This is the way that this person could have been. Unjust. You're not fair. This person could also have addictions of some sort, all types. And there could have been some type of scandal somehow surrounding this man with you, or the man in the relationship, or whatever. And this person is demanding of others, whether it be they demand that they have some type of service from other people or you, or they demand payment. So it seems like maybe what this is saying is there's going to be some type of rare success with a person like this. Maybe somehow they're going to change. I don't know, y'all, but those were the doggone cards that came up. That don't sound too good to me, but whatever. Again, though, this rare success card is talking about, sacrifice and and basically the success itself is that divine timing is attached to this, and that it's going to be something that people can, they're going to hear about it, they're going to be able to learn from it and be blessed by this situation for generations to come. So I feel like this is gonna somehow turn around, and that's what the rare success is gonna be. It can't turn around until the divine has appointed for it to, but it will, and that is the rare success. That is the success, that somehow you were able to continue to love through all this stuff. And I'm not the one, y'all, like, I'm really not the one to be encouraging nobody to suffer. I'm really not. Especially when if stuff is unhealthy. But I mean, at the same time, if you're called to something, there's no way around it. You can't miss it. It's going to happen for you. Anyway, Crossroad of Destiny. It is Goddess Hecate and Micah. And it says the Crossroad of Destiny. And it says, we bring you the empowerment of the Crossroad of Destiny. You are at a pivotal point on your life journey. This may be obvious to you with a potentially life-changing decision before you, or you may not even realize the impact that an apparently insignificant choice is going to have on your future. Either way, you are at a point where you can leave the past behind and chart your course for a new adventurous chapter to begin in your life. And this is not something that you need to be frightened of. It is a sign you are progressing on your path. The crossroad of destiny happens when you have mastered a cycle in your life and a new cycle is before you. It is an opportunity that you can take best advantage of by listening to your heart. So then it says there's a certain comfort in familiarity. The world you have been living in has some sort of boundary, some degree of predictability, and certain things, people, or situations that you can rely upon to behave in particular ways. And these familiarities can be a way you choose to feel secure, even if you know deep within that life is always evolving, and so are you. And that things need to change to stay fresh, healthy, and inspired. The truth is that familiarity doesn't really create security. Your mind may like to think it does, but this is an illusion. All things change in time. That is a natural law. What you and your mind need to remember is that you can choose to feel secure even through changing circumstances that lead you towards an unknown world. That unknown world will eventually become known to you, with its own boundaries and some degree of predictability and familiarity, until again change knocks at your door or kicks it down, and you are facing another crossroad in your life, needing to make decisions that will affect your future. The security you can feel in this process comes from knowing that this is not random. Though it might seem that way at the time, destiny is not simply a destination. It is a living process that will cause growth and evolution in you as you shed that which no longer serves your soul and open up to receive that which does. You may wish to understand all the possible ramifications of your decision, all the possible outcomes, and then make a clear logical choice as to what will serve you best. And although you can rely on logic and analysis, and perhaps you wish to start there if you are so inclined, it is actually through listening to your heart and the inner knowing and voice of intuition within that will bring you the most joyful experience. You can either play it safe or play it true. The heart will guide you to truth. And the choice might scare you at first, or you might feel excited about what you feel your heart is asking you to do. Your mind may not understand and therefore create doubt, but the heart has its own wise genius beyond compare. And it is the vehicle through which the divine plan is felt, and it is your flawless inner compass. And this oracle comes to you with a message. Let all of your choices come from your heart. If it feels right for your heart and there is joy there, even if you have to search beneath all the what if something goes wrong fears of the mind to find it, then do it. If you have recently made such a decision and are waiting to see if the sky is going to fall in on the top of you, then this oracle affirms that you have crossed the threshold into a new way and that it is time to leave the fears of the past behind you now. And if you are feeling that you need a crossroad, a choice point to help you shift out of a habitual way of being that has become stifling to you, that you need a change to broaden your horizons or try something different, then this oracle affirms this. And you can always choose to try and continue with life as it is, even though in due course it will change and take you along with it. Or you can be the spiritual adventurer along your own untraveled path, knowing that the Divine Mother watches over you and will protect, assist, and guide you as you find your way. It is safe to trust the call to new life you feel inside. It is your destiny urging you forward into so much grace. So basically, somebody knows that change is necessary. Somebody knows that it's time to switch up something that they've been doing all their life. And it actually could be a difficult choice to make, actually, because you might want to stick to comfort. Give me a minute. You might actually just want to stick with what you know. Like, no. Even if what you know harms you. Even if what you know, you can tell you have not, like, you can tell that maybe you're even in the current state of mind or in the current position that you're in because of going back to what you know all the time, running away from new experiences all the time, going back to what is familiar. You're still willing to do that. Okay, I'm asking for cards to clarify what this choice could be about. Heavenly Father, give us 2 more cards to talk about what this crossroad of destiny could be dealing with. Uh-oh. Okay. So that's 1 card that fell on the ground. We're going to see what it is. And if we're feeling it, give us 1 more. I'm going to read both ways for that. Oh, wow. This here is everything. Oh, wow. If I can get this card off the floor. Come on. Okay. Got it. Oh, wow. Wow, 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 wow. So let's see what let's see what all these cards can deal with and what they can mean. This was the card that flew out. This is, I believe, the second card, actually, not the... This is the second one that came out, so let's get that together. You're welcome. Okay. Let's see. Let's get the second card out. Well, actually, the first card that came up was the 7 of Pentacles. So we're going to... First, let's go to Swords while we got it, while we can. Oh, something is wrong with this. And I'm just talking about... Give me a minute. Let me press pause real quick. All right, you guys. So I'm back. So let's go on over here to the Pentacles. That's the first card that came out. The 7 of Pentacles. So the 7 of Pentacles... Oh, not there yet. Let me find it. The 7 of Pentacles deals with patience, waiting for your efforts to be beneficial to you. Ingenuity, creating your own way to get money. That's what it means for me, for sure. Like, but I also feel like this deals with, like, well, yeah, that's what it means. I was just about to say the same thing in a totally different way. Basically, looking at your money pile up, you know, looking at your money and just thinking about how can it help you? How is your hard work going to reward you? How's your hard work going to reward you? So that's just my understanding. I love the idea of patience here too. especially seeing as how we, the crossroads of destiny is talking about a choice that needs to be made. And honestly, I feel like this choice may have something to do with a little bit to do with money, but it doesn't have to just be funds. It doesn't have to just be funds, but I think it does have something to do with this and a relationship for that matter. And the reason that but basically, Seven of Pentacles, I'm thinking patience, reaping your rewards, reaping the benefits of what you've sown, reaping what you've sown. That's what I'll say, reaping what you've sown. And that it can be lucrative for you, possibly. The next card that came up was the Ace of Cups. First of all, Ace of Cups always deals with new beginnings. It deals with relationships, of course. I feel like with this Seven of Swords energy, Seven of Pentacles energy, this could be Capricorn, Virgo, or who else is the earth sign? Taurus. Doesn't have to be. This could be anybody's energy. Every suit can be anybody's energy. But I'm just saying, we got a lot of earth here. Some fire. Okay. With the Ace of Cups, this deals with emotional fulfillment. Your prayers being answered about something, particularly maybe a relationship. Particularly a relationship. Like maybe you've been praying for something that's emotionally fulfilling for you. And again, this also could still be dealing with a job, especially since it came after the Pentacles. It could, maybe you pray for a position, a life work where you could get paid doing something that you are passionate about. So that's one way to read this. Or again, it could be a new beginning with a job that is fulfilling for you emotionally. It's going to bring great joy to you, great fulfillment again. And it's divine. I feel like it's going to be attached to your divine purpose. That's fitting to me with Crossroad of Destiny. That's fitting. So whatever choice that you make with whatever way you're going to generate income, I feel like it's going to be successful, or there's a possibility that it could be for you. Then the card that came out was Ace of Swords. I wasn't really sure if it came out upside down, but I'm going to read it reversed as well as the upright position. So with the Ace of Swords, it deals with basically new beginnings for sure. It deals with clarity, a sudden opportunity, but it also in the reverse deals with, it means the same thing, but it's going to happen by something that maybe we may not like. Okay. It may come like in the form of a breakup. It could come in the form of death, like somebody that we know could die or somebody that we know could lose something, right? And then we benefit somehow from it. We can have a fresh start. We can start anew. But I feel like some type of disappointment, some type of disaster could be attached to it. And disaster doesn't have to be like, oh no, like the world is ending. I don't mean like that type of disaster. Just something that we don't like. For me, I would say a breakup for some people. Maybe, breakups are considered disastrous for us sometimes. Maybe the breakup is not going to happen so peacefully. Maybe it's going to be some struggle, unfortunately. But nevertheless, it's going to provide a new beginning, a fresh start. We're not going to like how we had to start over, but hey, it will be a fresh start. Somebody could somebody could lose work. Somebody could lose a place to live somehow, through some disastrous means, but it afford them a new beginning altogether. And it's still divinely orchestrated. It actually may be exactly what we need, because to shake us up, to get us to make a better choice towards our destiny. Some people got to go through stuff like this. Some people, because we're so complacent and we're so comfortable with where we are, and we want to be safe and we want to feel secure, because we're afraid of making this choice on our own, that the universe has to shake it up for us. And usually, disaster can be a way. Again, I'm not talking about anything huge, but disaster definitely usually means something pretty big. And like I said, I get death from this, a loss of some type of stability. But whatever it is, it's going to be sudden and it's going to be clear. Okay? You are not going to be able to miss this. Whatever it may be. I feel like it could have something to do with a person of authority or power somehow in your life, with the crown being here. But they're not going to be able to stop anything that's happening. They're not going to be able to change anything. Could be a man, father figure, husband, boss. Whatever's going to happen, they're not going to be able to change it, or they're not going to be able to stop it. It's going to have to occur, but it's going to be for the divine purpose of putting you on the path to where you need to be. Shaking things up. Overall, I don't feel like it's a bad thing. Like I said, I feel like some of us could perceive it as negative, but ultimately, fulfillment is still here. Fulfillment is smack dab in the middle of this. And it looks like with it being in the middle of these two different cards, one way that I'm getting this is we can create it ourselves. We can work for it, create it ourselves, like so, and then reap it. Or the universe can force us to have to do this. For those who could be new to my channel, when I say the universe, I'm still talking about the Most High God. Because the universe does not exist without the presence of the Most High Elohim. So with that being said, I'm going to say shalom. I hope and pray that this resonated. I really do. If it didn't, hey, I'm working on it. I'm learning, guys. I'm learning. All right, shalom.